And welcome to the super fun, awesome, happy time, crazy distortion filter pedal show. My name is Gabor.
Hey, welcome along. I'm Alex. We're going to check out the Vena Cava filter today from Intensive Care Audio.
Yes, big thank you to Patrick and Peg and Steve. Well, Patrick at Intensive Care Audio and Peg and Steve at Peerless Audio for making this happen and sending these pedals to us, which are absolutely awesome, in my opinion. You can watch me look very happy unboxing them and trying them out for the first time here.
Yeah, please hit like and subscribe on the channel. Give us a thumbs up, ding the notification bell, and comments, questions below.
Yes, please. So, the Vena Cava filter. You've never even played it. This is a blind demo for you. Blind demo?
It's a thingy, yeah.
Thingy, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so the Vena Cava filter basically is a distortion unit that can go almost to the fuzzy distortion with a filter, hence the filter, and a ring modulator.
Cool.
All linked to an LFO and some waveforms. So the knobs are basically, we've got a blend, gain, volume, ring, frequency, peak, and this is the kind of the wave shape selector. Yeah, I guess that's what we would call it.
Right.
And then you have this switch down here for the ring modulator, and this switch here, which changes the what kind of a filter it is. The frequency range of the filter.
Right.
And then you've got on-off, and you've got a tap tempo control to control the LFO in it, which controls the modulation.
Cool, okay.
So let's start off, right? Do you want to start off?
Sure.
Okay. Did we do the setup?
No.
No, let's do the setup.
We're going through a Mozztronics Amp Switcher into a Cherrytone OTS MIDI 20 head, and a 2-notes Torpedo Capdex doing the IRs for the cabinet sim.
And hello to Guillaume and Jason from 2 Notes, and Andrew from Mozztronics.
So, clean tone.
So let's start off just with the distortion side.
Sure.
So if you forget about these knobs,
I've forgotten
about them already, and you just look at those three. So blend basically all the way counterclockwise gets rid of all this.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just the distortion sound, and you've got the gain and the volume. So let's just have the gain all the way down, that all the way down. So this is gone, and let's get distorted. There's a lot of volume and tap as well, so you can really hit the front end of the amp.
Cool distortion, isn't it?
It's a really angry distortion sound.
Yeah.
I really like it. So, I mean, that's the stat, right? So all the way down is still quite distorted. All the way up, if anything, I think it kind of gets fuzzy. It kind of bulks up.
Yeah,
it goes from like a thin, well, not necessarily thin, but a thinner distortion. It kind of bulks up. Now, let's look at the other stuff. So once I turn the blend knob, let's say to 12 o'clock, I'm now introducing these things. So the ring modulator at full, like all the way clockwise, is off. So the ring modulator is out of the question at the moment.
Oh, good.
So let's look at this thing. So basically you've got frequency, you've got peak, and you've got the wave shape.
Okay.
Now frequency is the frequency of the LFO, so how fast or slow it goes. So if you can see by the lights, as it go up, it goes faster. Let's turn it off so it's not so blinding. And it goes, so that's what the frequency is. It doesn't mean the frequency of the filter, it's the rate of the LFO. This now is basically the peak. So where it's kind of like you're moving the frequencies around. Where do you want your frequencies to be?
Ah, yeah, cool. There used to be a cool plugin from
that plugin guy.
Well, the people that do Echo Boy.
Oh, Sound Toys.
Sound Toys. There's a Filter Freak.
I've got the filter free.
You got that. It's really cool.
It's really cool. Sound Toy stuff is great.
Does like
not sponsored.
That kind of thing?
Yeah, similar sort of thing. So now what it does, right? So now I'm introducing that. We turn that down.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna keep that sort of in the middle so you can kind of hear it, right? And we're on a sine wave. There's a whole bunch of different wave shapes, but let's stick to the sine wave, right?
Okay.
And I'm just gonna start with the peak on full and then move it down gradually.
Okay.
So yeah, it goes far. So what the peak does, it shifts where that kind of resonant frequency is to a certain degree.
Cool.
But you can see by the light of the LFO as you move it down, the LFO still keeps going. So it cuts the LFO off. So it cuts the peak of the LFO off, if you know what I mean. So the LFO doesn't really move as much as you.
I think I know. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So as you move this down, the LFO actually there's less there, so it moves slower. Because it still moves at the same speed as it would going the whole way.
Full loop. Yeah.
Full loop, but it's only... if that makes sense. So as it moves it down, and if you put the blend all the way up, it's very dominant, right?
Yeah.
So let's do that again, and now I'm going to flick the voice switch. Now what the voice switch does is it changes the frequency range of the filter. So not the frequency range of the LFO, but the frequency range of the filter. So let's try that out. And listen to it if you can, maybe in stereo, because that's big. It's a massive sound with the stereo delay.
That's
and then you've got the tap switch to say how fast or slow you want it to go.
Should we do real quick?
So that's like a sample and hold kind of random filter kind of thing. So this is now when we can let's just start looking at a few different waveforms too, right?
Yeah.
So to my ears, that the switch, the voice switch down, it's a bit bigger of a sweep. Up is maybe a slightly narrower sweep.
Okay.
So down, it really has. I mean, when you're playing before, it has that wah sound almost. Now let's check out different filter sweeps. Wave shapes on filter sweeps. That's random. It's cool, isn't it?
Epic.
It sounds so cool.
Yeah, wow.
And then with making it stereo with the delay makes it even
Yeah.
better. So I mean that was just a few. We can look at a couple more
Sure.
wave shapes. I can't quite see what they are, but the light's really bright. So that's like an asymmetrical kind of smiley face looking one. That's a sort of sample and hold, like a step filter kind of thing, random step filter. That's just a smiley face one, so kind of.
Yep. This one's next one, sine wave.
That's the sine wave, which is where we started.
And triangle after that. Sawtooth.
Yeah.
Rampy up thing.
Yeah.
Rampy up thingy.
Rampy up thingy.
Yeah.
Technical terms. So you find with a lot of these kind of weirder ones, if you kind of sort of blend it in, and by turning down the peak, you kind of lessen. It's almost like you lessen the depth of the volume drop.
Sure.
Or
Okay.
frequency drop. And you kind of blend it in. So those two, I think, work together quite well, the peak and the blend. So to blend in the how much of it you want within the distortion sound. So that's that, right?
Yeah.
But now there's one more thing. There's a ring modulator as well.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So now the ring modulator is this knob. So if you turn that knob all the way clockwise on full, the ring modulator's gone. As you turn it down, you start bringing it in. Now with that switch in a down position, the frequency of the ring modulator goes along with the LFO. So it sweeps the frequency of the ring modulator. Once you move that up, you can actually set the frequency of the ring modulator with this knob.
Okay.
So that knob, okay, with that switch in a down position, this knob decides on... See how far it goes, the frequency. So it goes basically from full to where it's set,
Okay.
right? With following the LFO. So it goes way lower if you go lower, right? And then it makes noises. If you put it up,
It's hilarious.
it doesn't. It's not working with the LFO anymore. You find a frequency yourself,
But it's at the rate of the
but at the rate of the thing, yeah. But at the set frequency.
Gotcha.
So it's like almost like a tremolo sound.
Squishy trim.
Whereas down, I mean, this isn't the difference.
I call it squishy trim.
So it's quite you. It does two different things, basically, yeah. And it makes this kind of weird glitchy sounds depending on where you are as well. So let's try that out, right? So let's start with it being
Pleasure.
controlled by the LFO. How cool is that?
Still whinging.
It's still going. Yeah. It is a very whingy sound. Okay, now let's do the same thing, but I'll flick the switch up, right?
Okay.
I'll turn it to low outfit first, and then we'll put it back on.
Oh yeah, that's cooler. I think I like that.
Wrong one. How cool is it?
It's quite insane, isn't it?
It's insane, but it's just, it's unique. It's really unique.
Yeah.
Like, when do you hear that?
It's one of those things like, wow, that's super crazy, but super lovable.
Yeah, it's really musical. That's the thing I find about it. And if you watch that, there's a link to it below my unboxing video. You can sort of see that, like, I really, really enjoyed it.
It's
Doing the sort of first impressions. I had no idea what they were doing. I didn't know what each pedal was. And just flicking around with the knobs. But I mean, that's basically in a nutshell what it is. So you've got your distortion, the amount of gain you want, from quite a lot of gain to really, really lots of gain. You've got the volume, which has a lot of volume on tap, so you can boost the front end of your amp as well, even more, to get even more fuzzy.
Yeah.
You've got the blend, which goes from only distortion, and then you kind of blend it into almost only that, right? That whole thing. You've got the filter, you've got the two different filter sweep. To me, the up seems more mid-focused, the down seems to be a wider band.
Yeah.
You've got the different types of wave shapes, and then you can bring in a ring modulator, because why not?
Because you can.
Because you can.
Yeah, wow.
It's awesome.
It's pretty neat, eh? Wow. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Let us know in the comments below.
Thoughts? You dig it?
Oh, I love it. I think
awesome.
both of their pedals are awesome, but both of them total pedal of the year contenders for me. Which is coming up sooner than later.
Which you should subscribe to the channel to keep in touch.
And our podcast, so you can listen to us talk about and have fisticuffs about which pedal should be the pedal of the year.
And like
or make up new new categories so we don't have to do fisticuffs. Because we're too lazy for fisticuffs.
There are links below to a podcast and also Facebook, Instagram. Please check them out.
Please do.
And links to all this stuff. When you get it in Australia, Peerless.
Peerless Music, big thank you to Peg and Steve. And once again, big thank you to Patrick at Intensive Care Audio for sending this out to us. Really cool, really unique looking, unique sounding. The packaging is killer. It comes in like a pharmacy bag, like as if you get like medication and stuff like that.
I got my leeches.
You got your leeches. You open it up. It has this kind of folded up little piece of paper like you get in when you buy pills and stuff.
Sure.
That shows you the side effects, and it talks about if you have dry guitar syndrome or something like that. It's a really cool. It's really well done. Us, right? Really well done, and it comes with a Band-Aid and all that sort of stuff. Cool. The packaging is ace, I reckon. The pedals look. I mean, they look unique. They don't really look like anything else. I like the knobs as well with the little hospital thing on it. The graphics are cool too. Cool. It look good, sound good. For me, it's. If I had a third thumb, I would give you 3 thumbs up.
3 thumbs up from Gabor. He lives in Chernobyl, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you soon.
See you.
Catch ya.
Bye.